Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Frank Valkyria. Today we're doing another review reaction of bands from around the globe. Yes, we just like to explore music from everywhere. We share, we review, we react, we make faces. So stay tuned. Today it's the turn of Edane from Indonesia. We have done few big hard rock band from the east. Let's go together and find out more about those guys. And also, please, guys, hit the notification bell. A lot of you tell me that you don't get notified for the video. That helps a lot. And also, a lot of the viewers, which they watch the video, they're not subscribed. You can subscribe. It's free. Let's be together. Not very cozy intimately, but let's be together. Yes! Oh, that already started well. Okay? And also, if you see the blur video, I know that this Aquarius Musikindo thing here usually blocks the video. So we're gonna blur it just so that they copyright claim the audio, but we can still do the video. Oh man, this is glam hard rock.
Going down to the city makes me feel alright. On the side where the heaven, we're gonna live tonight. I can feel it coming, burning my soul. 'Cause baby, I believe it. You rock and roll.
Oh man, that very bluesy, kind of progression with this very unique, recognizable distortion that you hear from bands like Cinderella, Tesla, Guns N' Roses, Guns N' Roses. Maybe more the other, also more Motley Crue. Maybe now I have to hear, but very 80s, incredibly recognizable. And of course, Edane were inspired by the bands that we just mentioned. Perhaps some maybe even came after them. I know that Edane was busy already in the 80s, but of course it's obvious that they were inspired by, band that came out in the US, like Van Halen, for instance. Van Halen is one of the band probably that started out a little bit, this whole thing. And then you had like Motley Crue. I don't know if Motley Crue came after. I think probably Van Halen came before Motley Crue. Like really early 80s.
Wow, you're the magic in my mind, the grass in my soul, and it keeps me going to where I wanna go. Let's stop for action, coming to the motion, but I wanna stay away to my girl so sweet. I'm gonna live tonight with my baby. She wants me crazy all night long.
She drives me crazy all night long. Also, the lyrics, of course, they are part of this more, let's say, glamorous, glam style of music, where they were focusing a lot on the image, on this idea of the night lifestyle of drinking and boozing and riding motorcycle. Was a little bit the fashion at the time in the 80s. It was quite a big thing. So in that way, it's just celebrating the nightlife. It's just celebrating also being young, being out. So in that way, we could say that it tends to be, in a sense, more superficial, because it's not so busy with trying to convey a message in particular. It's truly more in the moment. It's more in the moment music. Like we have today, a lot of electronic music that people like to dance to. Also that, it's more in the moment music. I have a lot of friends which they really despise those things. And there is always the war in between metalheads and electronic music. When I was younger, I was also less tolerant a little bit. Like you sort of refuse a little bit the other styles. As you grow, you just realize it's rhythm and beat, and whatever makes your booty shake, fine, good, And then, of course, there are levels of involvement, but that has something to do more with the artist than with who listens to music, because there is something for everyone. So, in this way, more superficial, but make no mistakes, those musicians, awesome. All of them.
Feel so strong.
This guy with the voice, if that girl was really playing guitar like that, marry me right now, okay? And also, oh man, such a great riff. And let's drive to the stars. You cannot drive to the stars. And that also kind of tell us the kind of stuff that we're utilizing to reach that objective of flying to the star, but actually being on your couch. There are ways, we're not going to describe them here, but for sure, some of them take place within, inside, with inhalation of things that create such a high. Okay?
You really hit me with your smile. Let the chorus in the good dream. I'm a slave for you, baby. Like no one's ever seen. Well, you just keep me on coming. Back some more. When we
I like this part. There's both a little bit, I think it's a little bit of wah, you know. There is always, in this period, I think a lot of musicians, they were also including a little bit of the stuff that Jimi Hendrix was famous for, but with a little bit harder sound. Again, great guitar players, great drummers. A lot of those bands, they really had musicians which sometimes I say this often, they were not even trained like me, you know. They were autodidact. You learn, you keep learning, you learn your instrument, and they managed just to rock. And also those singers, man. The negative side is that, like music today, which tends to choose those kind of also male voices, which they kind of sound similar, you know, with the sort of same kind of tone, with the similar extension in the voice that is recognizable, that somehow comes across bright, youthful, as if it was always, mostly are, like a guy of 18, you know, with that type of voice. And that creates some kind of homogenization of the music industry a little bit, that gets sometimes boring. But in a way, even if also here those singers were incredible, sometimes this was already happening here too. Just choosing all those singers which had like 4 octaves of range or more, you know, like just being able to do all those screams and growls and high falsettos, belting out in tenor, you know, like great. But sometimes you recognize the voices, you know. Similar, that's what I mean.
gonna live tonight. My baby, she drives me crazy all night long. Makes me feel so strong in heaven with my baby. Gonna take you away to the stars with you all night long in my arms. We'll be flying away to the stars. We'll be riding away from the storm.
Oh. You see, you get the Van Allen going on right there. Again, it's totally fine. I mean, actually, when I hear bands like Edane, and I'm like, wow, this band came from Indonesia, They were inspired by the US music market at the time, but they sound so legit. Great. I mean, when I look at it, at the Italian music industry, if you have seen other videos, you know that I say this often. We never had anything like this close. I wish in the 80s somebody had the balls to make this stuff. In Italy, like they would put a little bit of soloing, whatever, but it was always, and still today, the romantic song, the romantic song, the romantic pop song. Ah, in the comparison, like Edane sounds so good, so legit. You know what I mean? And of course, they conquered the Eastern market, probably Indonesian around. I don't know if they were popular also outside in Japan. Maybe I don't know. Could be. So that's quite a great achievement as a band. You know, like pretty impressive.
Come live tonight, my baby. She must be crazy all night long.
Oh man. That was super good, guys. I really enjoyed it. Straightforward, the rock blues, you know, hard rock. Enjoying the lyrics. He's always staying in the same height with the voice. Interesting, a little bit distorted voice with the good range. All those guys, they could easily just get into the tenor range, whether with mixed voice or falsetto. They just were able to, and this singer is able to do that quite easily. I would love to see also for myself as well. We don't always have to do reactions, but sometimes also send me if you want links to songs that I should listen, also for my own pleasure, in terms of, you know, indulging more. Because sometimes I cannot do like, you know, like reactions of the whole catalog of every artist that we discover. But just saying. Anyway, guys, super nice. Let me know what you think about it, Dane. Also, we're gonna do more hard rock stuff today. Check it out. I'll see you later. Please again subscribe. I need coffee.